Please welcome to the stage the lovely Cara Brennan! So I'm going to read you all some poetry. And this first one, I've been working on for a while because a couple of weeks ago, I got into my first fight. It was more of an altercation, like it wasn't that dramatic. But I worked in bars in New York for like 5 years. I've never been in a fight. And then this happened, and I was like, finally! But it actually gave me all these feelings and thoughts. I was like, all right, I'm going to process these in an artistic format. So here we go. This is called Flirting with Disaster. Flirting with disaster is really fun until disaster decides you're a tease. It's time to teach you a lesson. It's time to bring you down to its level and see if you like who you become. It's time to get right in your face and hold the fire so close it's burning your eyelashes, and the water streaming down your face isn't tears, it's the lifeblood of your responsible choices rushing away. But that's not what you're afraid of. What you're afraid of is how good that fire feels, how warm it makes your cold, tied-up bones, and how you just want to dive into it and burn until there's nothing left. Legend has it that old Norse warriors would work themselves into rage before battle, and when they waded into the fray, they seemed to feel no pain, and nothing could hold them. So intense, so consuming was their bloodlust. Well, I got my first sip, and now everything tastes like copper. I want to drink from the vein of suppressed indignities. They fill my cup over, and now it's all I can do to keep a lid on them. They say that you learn something about yourself the first time that you get in a fight. Well, I learned that the fight was always there, and this was just the first time I was able to take it for a walk on somebody else's body. A beautiful intersection between my wounded pride and some idiot messing with the wrong friend. I was a righteous avenger, and I let that lust wrap itself around my eyes and blindfold to reason and logic, and man, I liked having the lights turned off. Everything looked so good in that dark that I don't want to go back. There were no shades of right and wrong, just black anger. The weight of responsibility and nobility seem like such a drag now, when I know I could easily throw them off and carry only my fists because they're so much lighter. I know I am tempting fate. I know I'm asking for trouble with a capital black I, and the trouble is, I think I want fate to take my offer, to give in to me. I think every backhanded compliment and catcall and condescension is just working itself into a rage. I think every time I was told I was wrong is looking to prove it's right. I think every time I was made to feel small is looking to feel like a motherfucking Hulk. I think every time that when I go off, no one will be able to hold me. When I go off, you better hope I'm on your side. So when I go off, disaster and fate are the ones who run. Because man, there are days when I just want to rip someone's head off and not be using a figure of speech when I tell the cops what happened. There are days when I want to punch my bathroom wall so hard I level the entire neighborhood and cause power outages in all 5 boroughs. There are days when I want to yell so loud those blood-soaked berserkers fighting thousands of years ago stop dead in their tracks because they think they just heard death calling their names personally. There are days that I feel like I should be locked up because powder keg doesn't even begin to describe the explosive potential that is locked behind these quiet eyes for too goddamn long, and it's irresponsible to let a bomb walk around, and I don't feel like that all the time. Hell, not even half the time, and I don't want to mislead you into thinking that I have anger problems, or that I should invest in a heavy bag so I have something to pummel that won't press charges, although it couldn't hurt. But man, there are days. All right. This is called Body of Proof. There is a compass etched into the inside of my skin, and while most of them should point north, this one just points to the direction I want it to go in the least. It enjoys nothing better than spinning me around and facing me firmly in the direction of my padlocked feelings, the ones that have been waiting somewhere between my heart and my hip bones for a long, long time. You see, as much as I might try to play mind games with myself and convince myself that I've matured as much as I'm going to and that I have everything perfectly under control, I can't lie to my body, and I won't listen if I try. And when I try to lull myself to peace with acknowledgments of how far I've come, my fingertips itch and trace the word liar on my skin in pale white circles, and I don't take time And I don't take anyone to bed anymore because I'm afraid that they'll see how bad I am at deceiving myself and how good I am at deceiving them. And I don't want to seal with a kiss what I can't look at in the light. This body is my best friend and my worst enemy. It's my best friend because my tireless feet keep moving me forward no matter how badly I just want to lay down and give up. And it's my worst enemy because my obnoxious feet keep moving me forward no matter how badly I just want to lay down and give up. More than the physical trials it endures and accomplishes for me, my body is the carrier of the energies that I have been running from my entire life. I realize that while food and music and sex are fuel, emotions are the goal, the product, and logic is just the guidebook for what to do with them. And for such a long time, I thought that what I felt was the distraction, and I am having to rewrite every map I ever charted, and my compass hurts from spinning so hard. It has been trying to tell me this for years and years. I didn't understand what the sharp pain in my chest was. It was my body trying to point me back to myself. The point of the compass is committed to its trajectory, and that's why I keep going in circles, because this beating is a cycle that is trying to break free of itself. It's trying not to cycle back to the time when I thought that in order to make someone believe you, you had to make a case. You had to back yourself up with the burden of proof and the burden of reason every single time. And while that works in a courtroom, it doesn't work in a heart, and my heart didn't realize that every time I tried to convince myself that I was worthy, I didn't need proof. I didn't need the evidence of others' eyes, but it took me so long. It's taking me so long to understand that just because something isn't validated by a chain of events doesn't mean it isn't real. And that just because something is wet with emotion doesn't mean it isn't capable of drying into a map that will show you where I left my self-worth. My body knows me really well, and I know it. I have given it special attention because it is something I can see and touch. I have proof that it exists. When I fall down, my knees bruise to show me that I was hurt. When I cut my finger, my hand bleeds to show me that I was injured. But hearts don't bleed, and spirits don't broadcast their bruises in colors that we can see. And it took me a long time to realize that the proofs I thought mattered aren't the ones you can list, and they don't follow a chain of logic that you can present to demand.